Okay, today I'm going to go over my new swinger machine. This is a very multifunctional machine. I like to call it just the all-purpose driver as well. The main thing about it is it has an adjustable stroke that's fairly easy and quick to adjust. You can see, if you can zoom in right here, you can see there's a plus sign and a minus sign. And right there on the plus sign, with that screw being close to that, that's the longest the stroke can be. And then that's the smallest. And right in the middle, there's another countersunk hole where that screw will set in, and that's the middle stroke. The shortest is about 3.2 millimeters. The middle is about 3.7, and the longest is about 4.3. The way you adjust it is you rotate this little bean shape all the way to the right-hand side, just like that. You rotate it over, and you'll see there's a set screw hole on the side of this cam back in here, and you just lock a 1.5 millimeter Allen key right into that hole. And I like to hold this with my right hand, and you take a small Phillips head screwdriver. This is a number 1 drive, I believe. Okay, so to shorten the stroke here, I'm going to loosen this up, and usually about like a turn and a half, and then I just push down on that nipple, and it goes to the shortest stroke. The longest stroke I like using for my heavy whip shading, big mag shading, color packing stuff, and then the shortest stroke I would use for more of my black and gray work. And delicate skin. You have the middle stroke here, which is a little trickier to get, so I'm going to loosen that up about a turn and a half, and then sometimes I just have to kind of do that with the other hand. Now it's right in the center, and there you can kind of barely see that there'll be a little indentation where that screw is supposed to sit, and you just look, and you can kind of see there's just a little radius around that screw, and you can tell that's sitting in there perfect. So that's how you go over the stroke adjustment on this. Now to set it up, you don't need any kind of fancy nipple or anything. I always like using hard, firm nipples, but and I also like to put a bend on my needles. I set the geometry up to where when you bend the needle slightly, like a nice little arc throughout the needle, and you put it in and you put the rubber band on, it'll actually straighten out the needle and have it slightly above center in the tube. So right now with the bend, it's way beyond center of the tube. But then when I put my rubber band on, it's going to be centered. Now, about the rubber bands, this is one of those, a thicker rubber band, and so it's smaller and thicker, so you only need one of them. And I just put that on, twist it, and then pull it over. You can also use 2 number 12 rubber bands. This machine doesn't require a whole lot of rubber band tension just because of the action of the machine. So sometimes the less is better in my opinion, especially for shading. I don't want it too rigid. That's about that. Now, the other really neat thing about this machine is if you put the clip cord one way, it's going to be more snappier. So positive side down, the motor's going to spin counterclockwise, and it's going to have a snappy hit. And you can see when I'm putting my thumb to that, as soon as I touch, you hear it bop. And it really kind of punches that ink in those needles and kind of lacerates itself through the skin without being traumatic. Now, if I wanted to be passive, say I'm going over the ditch or something like that, you can just flip your clip cord around, and you can just hear it's not doing that popping thing. So it's more like a standard rotary going that way. I definitely like it the other way, and I just like a real snappy hit to my machines. And so, but definitely between the stroke adjustment and being able to flip your clip cord direction and the motor direction, it makes it very versatile and can be used for almost anything. It can be used with cartridges. I always just really don't like the cartridges just because you're just adding more wear and tear to the machine, and I don't really know if you're saving a whole lot of time. Definitely not any more money, but I'll do it if that's the way you want to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to explain this video a little bit more and post a new one soon. Thanks for watching.